Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lavalais and Ella Live. I'm Lavalais, and
And I'm Ella. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you. We're always feeling good coming on this show, and we hope that you are too. And we're excited about our guest today, which is a wonderful quilter, Aisha Lumumba from Atlanta. Please make sure you stay tuned. Tell all your friends you have about 20 minutes before she comes on. We're excited to have her.
yeah, we look forward to. When we thought about quilts, we were thinking traditional quilts, and when we took looking at her website, we were just amazed about what it is, the work that she presents. So hang around, and you're going to be, you'll enjoy what you're going to see later on. All
Definitely,
right.
definitely. Who's in the house? First of all, that's what we normally do. That's the start of our show. Welcome any newcomers. Hey, I see Baltimore. I see Dallas. Torrance, of course. Fern's in the house. Hello, Fern. Who else do you see, Lavalais?
There's Ether and Alicia from Toms River, and Madeline from out in Arizona, and Beverly from Richmond, Virginia. Those are the ones that have given us a shout out so far. I know there's some more of you out there, so if you're out there and you're watching, let us hear from you. Come on, you be a part of this family. We don't mind.
I know there's a lot of watchers out there. Every time I'm out and about, if I'm here in Philly or when I was in Chicago, there's people come up to me and they say, I watched you on the show. I saw you on the show. I'm sure Lavalais had that at Capital Jazz. So I know that you're there watching. You're just being quiet.
Yeah, we got a couple more editions up there now. Detroit and New Orleans and Georgia in the house.
All
So
right. Hello,
yeah, that's what
Georgia.
we like to hear. Come on.
Yeah. And as you're watching, please make sure you share. Share the show. Let them know. Go to our Facebook page. You can click the share button while we're live, and they will come directly to us, the Black Artist Marketplace. Also, if you have your friends that are not on Facebook that watch YouTube, tell them to go to the YouTube channel. We are here live streaming at the same time, youtube.com/Black Artist Marketplace. We are not yet live streaming on Instagram, but we do have a page there. Go check us out on Instagram with all our updates, Black Artist Marketplace. And we have a website, which is also Black Artist Marketplace, which it's beginning, it's new for us, and we're getting in there. We've got some ideas to update it and make it fresh and interesting for you.
Hey, I see we have a newbie in the house. I think this is the first time from Aurora, Colorado. I
Okay.
don't think we've given a shout out to Colorado
Okay. I love it. I love it.
before.
I need to see Philly. Philly, where are you? Where's my locals? Where's my family? Philadelphia. Come on, check in. Let me know you're watching.
There you go. Abu.
Thank
Abu.
you, Abu. Always a pleasure to see you watching. Thank you. So, we've got 2 or 3 more fantastic shows coming up in this October. Next week, what do we have?
Fan
Fan
appreciation.
Appreciation Day. Okay, come check us out on that day. It's our opportunity to just bring the fans in and say, hey, how much they love the show. It's going to be an exciting show. We've done it once before. We want to do it again.
Yeah,
So,
this is our anniversary month. We've been doing this for a year now, so come and celebrate with us. We have that show, and then the show after that is going to be our October BAM show, right?
yeah, check out the shows. Here's what's coming up. Okay, those are the dates for our upcoming shows. And stay tuned, everyone. All you people that love quilts, we do have Aisha Lamumba coming up around 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Amazing quilter. You're going to love her work. So stay for that. I see some more people are joined, though, Lavalais.
That's for sure. We got Brooklyn in the house, and we got Michigan in the house. Of course, Michigan is always in the house.
Yes.
Um, in Jonesboro, Georgia.
All right.
All right.
Welcome.
And
Well,
Sauda from Durham.
yes, yes. Welcome if you're new to the show. This is an artists for artists show. I'm a milliner, Lavalais is a jeweler. We come to you every Friday, hopefully with great content and interesting guests. And then, like you just saw, we have our monthly shows where we feature up to 15, sometimes 20 artists. Let me give you a quick rundown of who is coming on our anniversary show in October. Wow, I want to see whether Lavalais can name a few of them actually.
Yeah, that's good because I'd have to come off the top of my head, but I'm going to start off with Alon. I know for sure I got his shirt on today. We're also
Yes.
going to have Sahar back, and we're going to have Tribal Truths back. These are some of the old favorites that are going to be back with us, and we're also going to have Sister Fire and who else we got?
You did pretty good. Okay, let me finish it up for you. We're going to have Takara out of Chicago. We have two new designers coming. We've got Ken Wright, who does glassware, and also, I guess they're greeting cards. He would be Flashing Brilliance Cards, is the name of his company. We also have Grace Derrick from Gracefully Done Statements. I hope I said the name of her company correctly, but she's wearable art. Let me not forget Yvette Everett. Joyce
Right.
Lomax is going to be back. And Sweet Octavia, Miss Lois out of Brooklyn. So I think I mentioned everybody. If I didn't, I apologize, but that's a great lineup for our October show. Little bit of home decor, a little bit of jewelry, a little bit of wearable art, and art. So a little bit of everything.
All right.
All right.
So I see my favorite people are in the house. Robin's here
Yes.
from
Midland,
Midland,
Texas.
Texas.
Uh-huh. And I see LA in the house. Welcome, California people. Nice to see you.
Always
Okay.
nice to
I
see.
also want to know, are there any birthdays? Any birthdays today? We would love to give you a shout out. Any birthdays? Yeah, let us know, and we would love to wish you a happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday to you anyway. If you're out there and your birthday is today or yesterday or
Right, if it was
tomorrow,
this
sometime
week,
real soon.
and let's say an October birthday, we got you. Even if we say it every week, we got you. October birthdays.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So
So before our guest comes up, Lavalais and I always like to show some of our work so that you're familiar with what we do. And shall we get started, Lavalais? We ready?
I think we're there. I think we got another Californian, oh no, another person from Hanford, California, in
Yeah,
the house. So that's
yeah,
I want to give them a shout out also. All
yeah.
right.
So
So
welcome, welcome. Okay, let me tell you how it works. If you see something that you like, you can put the item number in the comments section along with your email address, and we will direct message you or we will email you with an invoice, and you can pay and we will ship the item to you. Or you can go to our websites. My website is lipshats.com. Lavalais' website is bamboozlejewelry.com, and you can purchase from an array of pieces there. For me, every single piece that I am showing is available on the website, and I'm only showing, I think, 12, 13 pieces today. Go to the website and you can see there are over 100 hats on the site. Okay, so that's your opportunity to go browse and shop with me. Okay, I'm going to get started so that we can bring on our guests. So, item number one is called the souffle. This is always a very popular design. I've been doing it for many, many years. It's kind of like a slouch beret. I have it there pictured in orange and in red, but I also do it in a lovely burgundy. It also comes in black. This is called the souffle. It does have wool in it, but these are fully lined. I'll show you another one here. They have satin lining to them. So I know that's a concern, so it's a little extra protection for your hair. This one is called Souffle. This is the burgundy that I'm wearing. It also comes in orange and red, like you can see on the slide, and it is $70. You can wear it to the side, to the back. You could also put it on straight. You could play with this, make it more of a traditional kind of style hat if you want to, but I kind of like it funky and I like to pull it to the back and play like I have an extra large beret on, okay? The size is about 23.5 inches. If you need it bigger or smaller, I would suggest it's probably too big of a hat for someone that has a very small head size. It's just going to be an overwhelming hat for you. But those who are medium to large, perfect hat for the season. All right, slide number two is the no name. The no name, the ever popular no name. If you've not seen it before, it's a very popular design. I have sold so many of these. It's probably, if, well, I'm going to compare it to the foldaway, which is the summer style. It's probably equal in popularity. So as you can see, this is a high hat. There's a lot of fabric here, okay? What you do is you follow your pleats, you tuck it. You can pull it to the back if you want to. You can create your own little shape thing going on here. You could tuck this in some more if you want to. You could take this back out and pull it over here, okay? Play with it. This has no wool in it. It's acrylic and mud cloth, and it's called the No Name. It's pictured there on the slide, the black with the multi-mud. You also have the indigo, which is the one that Lavalais wears a lot. This is a unisex piece. I'm going to show the indigo to you because Lavalais doesn't have his on today. So let me show you the No Name in indigo. You're asking for sizes. It kind of, I can do different sizes for you. I know some of you out there have ordered these, and just send me a little email at lipshats@gmail.com. And if you want to request it a little bit bigger, we can go down to a 22, a 21, or we can go up to a 25-inch. Average size, if you buy it straight from the website, 23.5 inches. All right. This is uh, the No Name in indigo, and really play with it, make it yours. All right. Comes in 4 different colors: the black with the mud, multi, the indigo, navy with indigo. If you see the slide, it is mustard with a brown mud cloth, and it also comes in oatmeal and jade green. This is the No Name, and it is $70. Most popular style on the website. Okay, slide number 3, or slide number 103. Um, how about some lovely tie-dyes? Tie-dyes have been so popular this season with all the clothing. I really thought it was time to have some tie-dye hats. Again, these are fully lined. They do have wool in them. The first one is the minx, a real traditional beret with a few little pleats in it. I just have it in the one color at the moment because I'm just playing with it. Minx, as you can see, it has these little pleats in it. I will be doing it in some other colors later on this season, but I thought orange is great for the fall. Let's show this one. So this one, like I said, I'm going to take it off so you can see these are fully lined on the inside, and it has a band as well, which is against your skin. And it has a little tie in here as well to pull it in for smaller sizes. So it pretty much fits, I'm going to say small to a medium. Again, minks, and this is $64. All right, real fun, great beret style hat, perfect to go with all that tie-dye clothing. And then the second hat on this slide is called Kim. Again, I'll be doing these in different colors, but I thought let's do some fall pieces. Okay, it's pictured in brown and olive. If we can go to the slide, and I'll put this hat on for you. Okay, this one is called Kim, and it's olive green with a tie-dye of brown on the top, or khaki and brown on the top, and you can see that I have it on. Okay, this one is Kim, and you can pop that brim down. I think there's a trend at the moment for a lot of bucket style hats, which is a great easy wear. Frames the face nicely if you want to pop it up or pull it down like that and hide under it a little bit. All right, this one is $70. Again, it's fully lined, new designs. I think if they do well, I will be doing them in different colors. All right, next slide, please. That's the minks and the Kim. All right, this is another new style that has no wool in it. It's called Milton. Milton is sort of a fleece style, very, very soft, very soft piece. It's like a 1920s cloche. It fits close to the head. Again, I've just done it in the green at the moment, and we'll see how we work, and I'll do it in different colors. Kim is fully lined, even though this is a really soft fleece. There's no wool in here. And this is, I think it's $68, okay? This one is called Milton. I will be doing it in some darker colors, some browns, some camels, and some wine colors later on in the season, but this is just perfect for this time of year. If you like a hat that fits close to the head, this is it, Milton. All right, and for those that don't want any wool at all, this is the perfect style. All right, Milton is $68. Next slide. Gonna move on to some felts. I love felts. I love working with felts. This is a beautiful velour soft gray. This one is called Smarty. Lovely soft gray with that camouflage leather on the front there. As you can see, I'm pictured wearing it, but I have it on again right now. Has a brim that you can play with. Pop it up on one side, down on the other. Has a little bit of tan leather right here on the inside, and this is all leather on the front here, all leather camouflage. All right, like a soft, subtle gray. It has a little bit of green in there too. This gray, I think it works perfectly with those olive greens and those blacks that are coming up this winter time. All right, this one is called Smarty, and it's $188. And you can see it's pictured there on the mannequin and pictured there with myself wearing it with that olive green jacket on. I think it works perfectly. Hey, with a touch of red lipstick as well. All right, that is lips number 105. We'll do lips number 106 next. Okay, which one is, this one is called Cordiva. Cordiva is a beautiful, lush, golden velour. You know what? I was supposed to start for Lavalais. I apologize. I'm just going. Here, I'm going to do this one, and then Lavalais is coming on next. All right. Cordiva is $188. I have it pictured. Beautiful, beautiful velour. This is a top of the line felt. It's soft, it's plush, and I have this leather on the side here. This has a little bit of speckledy grain in here. This is red on the front and a little bit of black on this side. Okay, Cordiva is $188. It fits a 23.5 inch. If you need it smaller or bigger, I'm happy to resize it for you. No problem. All right. Lavalais comes up next, and I will be back with some more before I keep going and going. All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got me there. I was prepared to come in at 106,
Yeah, I
and
was just
you
like,
went
oh, I'm
to
on the roll here.
and you said 106, and then the number came up 111, and it was like, okay, well maybe she's just gonna go through a whole thing, but those were some nice designs. I could tell you had some new some design inspiration in there. You know.
Yeah, I love it when the seasons change because then I can work with new materials. So it's all about, heavier weight felts and a little bit of leather here and there. So I'm having fun with it.
Yeah,
So let's see
it
what
looks
you
like it.
got.
All right, before we bring up Aisha, I'm going to show you a couple of my items also, but don't forget that she will be coming up later on in our show. So, first item for me is going to be a pair of black cowrie earrings, and these black cowries are very special. These earrings, you can get them in a post, as I had pictured, but if you would like a clip-on, or if you would like them dangling, then you can have them either way. I have a couple of the cowrie shells that are black, so you can order them however you might want them. Like I said, whether or not you want them hanging or as a clip-on. And that's BAM number 106, and they're going to sell for $100 as the pair. And this is all sterling silver and the black onyx cowrie. Okay? BAM number 107 is the black cowrie ring. And this is also sterling silver. And this is an ebony cowrie. And like I said, they're pretty special. So this is number 107, and it sells for $125. And it's, again, sterling silver and the black cowrie. It's BAM number 107. And whatever size that you want your ring to be, that's the way it will come. All right? So BAM number 107. Wow, I see somebody special in the house. BAM number 108 is also um, black cowrie sterling silver ring. And this one has beads around it. All right? It's the beaded bezel. This is BAM number 108, and it's for 140. It's a little heavier. So you have the side view and the top view. BAM number 108. BAM number 109. This is the white cowrie. This is BAM number 109. And it is also 125 for the white cowrie. BAM number 109. Sterling silver, white cowrie. BAM number 110 is the white cowrie earrings. And these can be, as I said, either in clip-on, they could be a post, or they could be dangles. So it's whatever you decide to have them. And they're $100. This is BAM number 110. All right. So I think I'm ready to go to Ella now, right?
Right? Okay. So,
Make it yours. Don't forget, you know. And my website is bamboozlejewelry.com. Whatever we don't have up on the website will be on the website. All right.
yeah, go check out our websites because then you really get like, the beauty of all that we are as artists. We hand make everything and you'll be able to shop galore with all the pieces that are there. So check it out.
All
All
right.
right. Um, Here I am with style number, slide number 112. This one is called Sun Ra. Sun Ra, you know what? My hats, I don't think you should really plan to put an outfit together with them. I think you could just throw it on with a great pair of jeans, some boots, Keep it easy, keep it, just let it flow. This one is called Sunra. As you can see, I have it pictured. I'm wearing it in the slide there. It is $188. It's a chocolate, not chocolate, it is a charcoal velour with camouflage and a little bit of yellow and brown on the side, okay? This is Sunra, and it is $188. Next slide is called Ayakasha. Ayakasha is a lovely teal blue. This is a brand new color for me. Just loving these colors. Teal blue with a little bit of burgundy, mustard, and olive green. It's more of a bucket style hat. As you can see, I'm wearing it, but you know, get into it. Easy wear, or you could flip this up at the back if you want to, make it a different shape. All right. This is a slightly larger. It runs about a 24-inch for a larger size. It's $188, and it's called Ayakasha. Again, that real plush teal blue. This is velour. It just has such a lovely velvety feel to it, and it's accented with a little bit of mustard, olive, and wine. Okay, deep crown, fits the larger size, but if you want it smaller, happy to resize it for you. Okay, next one. Next one is a really large size. This one is called Siaso. Siaso is, as I put it on the website, it is an extra, extra large. It's going to fit a 25 to 26 inch head size. Made it extra big because it has that extra big piece of leather right there on the front, and I just thought it would be great to have. It is fully lined. It's a light gray that I have dyed to a cinnamon brown on the edge here. Siaso is extra large. It's $188. Nice big size, and it is lined as well, just so you see. Okay. Siaso. And again, you know, design one way. Why not turn it, put it on a different way if you like more of that front piece there. Okay. All right. Siaso, extra large. I've got 3 more to show. Here we go. The next one is called Alfie. Alfie is a lovely cognac brown felt. This is more of a traditional style fedora. Definitely traditional style fedora in that lovely velour, and just an easy lighter shade hand dyed band with mustard stitching through and a little bit of red leather on the side here. This one is called Alfie. It is a design that I did last year that I just repeated this year because it was popular, and it's $188. I kind of like this style. It's a favorite. I keep looking at it like, yeah, this is might be my go-to piece for the season. All right, we have 2 more to show. That one is Alfie. There we go. Go take a look at the website and check out the hats. A lot of new designs uploaded this week. A lot of new, over 50 new designs. This one is called Sarami. Sarami is a screen printed felt. It is black on light gray. These are real fun because they're just very, very different. You won't see anything like this out there. I have it on one way, but then you can picture it another way. Okay, this is all screen printed on here. Light gray, black. Sarami is $185. Okay, you can see all sides. Real special piece with that. You could just do it with total black, all black outfit, and look great. You know, with a pop of lipstick, you're good to go. All right, I have 1 more to go, and here it comes. And this one is called Mason. Mason is a nice wide brim. Let's finish it off with a wide brim hat, wide brim velour. 23.5 inches is the head size. Okay, and it has a nice big chunk of leather and felt on one side. Sarami, I mean, sorry, not Sarami. Mason is about a 6-inch brim here. It's very, very deep, and you can play with that brim if you want to, just a touch, okay? Sarami is 100, and I keep saying Sarami. This one is called Mason. Mason is $190, and you can see how I'm just playing with the brim and just creating what I want. All right, that's my last style, and next up is Lavalais. So stay tuned for him. Again, go to my website if you see anything. Okay, Lavalais.
Yeah, we okay. I'm gonna show my pieces, and then we're getting ready for the quilter to come on. So I know some of you guys are hanging out there with us just to see the quilter, but you got to see some new hats too. So you get to see some new jewelry. So I hope you're happy. Okay, so let's go on and bam number 118. This is the big cowrie bracelet. And the reason why I'm showing this is because you can also have this in the black cowries. And it takes 4 of them in order to make the circle, so you don't have to have 5. But I can also do that for you, and that's $150 for that bracelet. In the black cowries, it's $200. Band number 118. Band number 119. This is my ever popular ear spear with the sterling silver tip. And as you can see, I'm showing it to you in the black and the white and the red. And the cost is $65. Band number 119, and these are available on the website. A band number 120 is the bone ear spear. And this one has sterling wrapped around it. Band number 120. And it is $55. Bam number 120. Again, the ear spear. All right. Bam number 121. And this is a little bit more special. It's sterling silver and Cherry Creek jasper. This is part of my new design. It's sterling silver, bamboo, and metal. And so these are one-of-a-kind pieces. They're meant for meditation and other things like that. So this is band number 121, and it is $250. Band number 121. Band number 122. This is the cherry amber bracelet. I have 1 or 2 of these left. This is band number 122. It's the cherry amber. The cherry amber is the most valued of the ambers. It's the oldest of the amber in order to get it that red color. Amber is a process through aging and heat. And the redder they are, the longer they've been on the earth, and more of that color that they've taken on. So these red amber, cherry amber, as we call it in the industry, is very valuable. So this is band number 122, and it also is $250. Band number 122. All right. So.
Ooh, those cherry amber bracelets, those are fire. Woo, woo. Those are beautiful. Yeah, very, very nice. Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, and very rare. It's not like you can go to the grocery store and pick that up.
Yeah, yeah, very rare. It's hard to find cherry amber these days.
Yeah, it's not that available. So if you like it, it's also with the black cowries. The black cowries are pretty much in the same category, and you can find a lot of the white ones, but you can't find the black ones.
Okay.
All right.
That means you need to get it. Anybody out there that loves cherry amber, there's only a few left. All right. I think we are ready to bring on our guest, and Lavalais is going to do the introductions.
And that is correct. So Aisha Lumumba from O.B.A. Quilts is well known for her out-of-the-box colorful textile work, which varies from landscapes to portraits and everything in between. When it comes to frontiers of fiber design, she enjoys pushing the envelope. Ms. Labuma was a high achiever throughout her education in the Hendrick County school system. She relocated to Atlanta and to study art. And at Georgia State University, she met her husband, Chiyilu Lumumba, while still a student at Georgia State University. And he exposed her to novels about Black people and writings about Black people. So she got very involved, and she devoured herself into Black history with enthusiasm and zeal. She changed her name to Aisha during her moment of enlightenment. Um, this understanding of the Black struggle and Black people's contribution to existence in Africa, America, and throughout the world gave her life purpose and allowed her artistic ambitions to be expressed. So with all of that being said, I'm glad to bring Aisha Lumumba to the Lavalais and Ella Live show. I came across Miss Aisha through Minhati. We were looking for a quilter, and we had heard about some other quilters, and Minhati said, check this sister's work out. So that's how we became knowing of Aisha's work. And when we first saw it, we were very, very taken by it, both me and Ella. So, welcome, Aisha, to the Lavalais and Ella Live.
Thank you. Thank you. I am so excited to be here.
It's good to have you here. I know you've got a lot of people who are excited to have you here and also to see your work. I have a question about quilting just in general, or patchwork quilting. What really are the origins? Because some people think that it's European. And in our conversations earlier, you were telling me that no, it isn't. So I'd love to hear the origins of quilting.
Well, quilting is twofold. One thing is the patchwork, where you put the pieces together. And the earliest evidence of the patchwork appeared in ancient Egypt around 3400 BC on a statue of an Egyptian pharaoh. So that automatically takes it back to Africa. So there's no arguing that the patchwork part of quilting started in Africa. The quilting part is when you put some kind of batting or something in between two pieces of fabric for warmth. And we also have that traced back to ancient or to African civilizations. One story that I like to tell people about is that in the Yoruba tradition, when a king is born, there's a priest that is tasked with the job of keeping a special clothing each throughout his life so that when the king dies, it's patched together in a quilt-like form, a patchwork form, and used for ceremonies, the Ogungun ceremonies or the ancestor ceremonies after the king has died. So those traditions started in the land of Africa. So there's no discounting that. It's easy to look up.
Okay, easy to look up, but perhaps we just don't know it. We have a
Right.
different perception of where quilting, and you definitely defined it, patchwork comes from.
Right.
So it's good to know. I know those of you out there didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah, and African people, when we were brought here during the enslavement period, we also blossomed in that area and brought that tradition with us.
Yeah, when we first started talking about quilts, my mother passed a couple of years ago, and so I was responsible for gathering all her things and deciding what to do with them. And when I got to the part to where the quilting was, where she had taken these little thing and made these little bitty squares and had sewn them onto some fabric. It was like, well, you can't give that away. You can't throw that away. So you got, you got to figure out how to keep that. But my mother would do the traditional quilting with patchwork stuff, to make quilts so she'd keep her boys warm. So I was very aware of just traditional types of quilting with patchworks and the little bitty squares that she came up with at one particular time. But those were like time consuming things, and I know you're a quilter, but what I've heard is that you started off in a lot of other fields. I heard you had a restaurant, you got several cookbooks out, so you've explored, you got calendars and t-shirts and, a lot of other things that we didn't know about you that you need to tell us about.
Yes, I have. I have lived, I guess I want to say I have lived a good long life already in my young age. And I have had a restaurant. I worked with some wonderful people there. Written several cookbooks. Cuisine on the Nile, that's a big cookbook. And then I have a new cookbook called I Am a New Vegan. And it's for people who are just starting out, learning how to be vegan, very simple recipes, things like that.
Okay.
Um,
That's a
I-
good one. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have changed their habits and what they eat over the last year or so.
yeah,
Definitely,
yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah.
I want to know your personal inspiration and your journey into quilting. How did it start?
You know, when I was really young, I liked drawing and I thought, oh, I could do that. I didn't know where that would lead, but nobody in my family paid it any attention. Everybody can draw, pay attention to these school books, study. And so I focused on the academia, and that's where my focus was. And when I went to college, I said, oh, now I can delve into my artistic side. No preparation, nothing. So I say to people, I was a mediocre art student because I had not had the preparation to be an art student, although I had the desire to be an artist. So after a couple of years of that, I changed my major. But anyway, my aunts and my mother, my grandmother, everybody in the neighborhood, everybody quilted. So I picked quilting back up after I started having children and I wanted my babies to have quilts. But at that time, I still picked up the traditional quilt, the squares and triangles, rectangles, things like that. And so I did traditional quilting for a while, but something was happening in the world at the same time that I came to quilting. It was starting to explode. People from everywhere were starting to quilt. There were quilt magazines in the 80s that came on the scene. So quilting started to be big, and so I got involved in it. Long story short, one day I saw a quilt that was a landscape that somebody had done. It was in a magazine. And I said, I can do that. It's just triangles, squares, rectangles that looks like buildings. So my first adventure into the art quilts was one of the cityscapes that I did. Then I saw this lady did a portrait. So from there, I went to more art type quilts. I didn't even know you could do art with quilts, pictures of people and things like that. I find that I have leaned towards more quilts with women than men. And maybe that's just who I am. But I really try to balance it out. But yeah, that's how I came to art quilts. I saw this lady doing it. I said, I can do that. And and I just tried my hand at it. And eventually I developed it into something real.
Okay.
You had one of those aha moments, huh?
Yes, yes, I can do that.
But it sounds like it was you had that tradition within your family anyway, so you
Right.
had the skill.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a lot
Well,
of sewing skills.
I would love to see some of your work, and I know
Mhm.
the people out there would love to see. So I'm gonna give it up to you, and you can show some pieces.
All right, let's
All
do
right.
it.
Okay.
All right, this first quilt is called Beach Wedding. And I had a little fun with this one because I wanted to show distance with the water. So I tried several different colors of fabric and then those couple of colors of brown to give that sand and the ground around the dress. And it was just a fun piece to spread her dress out on the beach, to have her touch his shoulder, all of those little things I thought would make that a really touching quilt. And then beading all over it. So that one is okay, my list is different. Beach Wedding is 38 by 30 inches and it sells for $1,000. Next slide. Now this is one of the ones when I first decided that it was just rectangles and squares and triangles that I could make into a landscape. And so this is called ATL. It's the city of Atlanta. It was 60 by 50 inches wide, and something like that runs about 2,000 to $3,000, and it's already been sold. It is in the city of Atlanta's collection. Next slide. All right, now this one is one that's kind of dear to me. My aunt used to take me, well, she took me once to a place where she said was Aunt Clyde's house. And it was all grown up and the house was barely still there, but I could imagine what it was like. And she would say that she and my uncle would get the horse and buggy out and go to Aunt Clyde's house to get eggs for the family because Aunt Clyde had so many chickens and she would have eggs that she distributed. I don't know how. But anyway, this was my idea of what I thought Aunt Clyde's house might look like with the quilts on the line and everybody had a little patch of a garden beside the house. And the chickens would just roam free wherever they wanted to. And so it's kind of just an old memory kind of a piece. It's the sky was partially. I used a lot of different colors to try to do that sky, and I just had a lot of fun with that one. Clyde's house is 45 by 40, 45 by 45. I'm sorry, square, and it's not for sale. Something like that runs about $2,000 to $3,000. Okay, next. Now, this one is very, very dear to our family. Um, this is my grandmother's house. I called it Big Mama's porch because at my grandmother's house, only the adults could sit on the porch. And so we as children always long for the day that we wouldn't have to just go play in the yard. And we could sit on that porch in those rocking chairs and enjoy the coolness instead of trying to get under the tree, the shade tree to get cool. So that one is very dear to me and to all my cousins. As a matter of fact, one of my cousins grabbed it up because she said it reminded her so much of our grandmother sitting on that porch. That one is sold. I don't have the price. I, I don't have the dimensions. That's what I meant. But yeah, I do something like that for like $1,500. Next slide. Now this one is brand new. I just finished it because I had an order for it. I was taking my time doing it like I wanted to do it. This one is in my I Am Not My Hair series, and it goes with the book that we'll talk about later. Um, this one is in here. number 14, and this size runs about $1,000. It's 44 by 50 is the size of it.
And you do have a website where people can purchase from, correct?
I do have a website. It's www.obaquilts.com, and that stands for Original Bed Art Quilts.
Love it.
So yeah, so this quilt got taken up. I tell people it was bought by somebody very famous. So I'm really happy that it went to a good home. All right, next slide. Oh, this one, I have a lot of scraps. I tell people I think they grow at night or something, because every time I'm trying to make something with scraps, I think I'm going to really make a dent in this big bag of scraps, and it seems like the next day it's full again. So this one was made with just a lot of different scrap fabrics, sewed them all together, and then I wanted to do something on in the center of it. That's applique on the top of the scraps. And I call this one Thankful to the Blues. I don't know if there are any blues lovers out there who know B.B. King sings this song, Thankful to the Blues. I think it's B.B. King. Sorry if I got the wrong artist. But anyway, that's how this quilt came about. So I have all these musical notes on it and this big splash in the middle. And some people say it's fire because it's orange. I think that's what makes people think feel like it's fire. But it's whatever you want it to be. But that big splash for me is the blues. All right. What did I say? This one is 47 by 48 inches, and it runs $4,000. Next slide. Okay. This one is called Swept Away. And I did about 3 of these. When I like something and it's good, I do a lot of them. So this pattern was so good that I did several of them, one in black and white, this one, and one in gold and blue. But anyway, it's called Swept Away, and it's about 41 by 36 inches, and it runs like around $700. Next slide. I got to remember my cues. All right. Now, this is another variation of the I Am Not My Hair series that's a part of the Scrappy book. And I have a Facebook page called Scrappy Lady. And a lot of people who have bought the book have also made this quilt. So if you want to see some other people's variations, you can look on the Facebook page called Scrappy Lady. But this is one of the quilts in blue, and it runs about $500, and the size of it's a small. I say small. It's about 30 by 35 inches. Yeah. Next slide. We should have a bunch of those. Yep. This one was like number 3, I think the third one that I did in the series. The first one went so fast, I had to just make another one. And a lot of times people ask me, what inspired you to do this one? And it's so funny. I think I say God just gave me this one because I was searching on the internet looking for a particular picture of an athlete. And as I was running the page down, this popped in my head, an idea of a lady with a big dress made out of all kind of patchy scraps. And so when I started making it, the equilibrium of the pattern looked funny. It was too much negative space. So that's how she got the long flowing hair, because to make the empty space fill up better. I'm calling negative space in quilt in artwork. But that's my next Scrappy Lady. And this is like the big size. It is 44 by 50, and it runs like $1,000 as well. Next slide. Okay, this one is one of the really, really big ones. It is 60 by 72. And it runs $2,000. And she was just cooling off. That was what I called it, cooling off. And it's the same pattern, the same idea. Every time I do it, the hair gets a little different. But that's another one of the I am not my hair scrappy ladies. Next slide. We got a duplicate here. This was the first one. Next slide. Okay. All right, that's that same one. I did duplicate some, but sorry. But this is the same one. The third one I did that had the big flowing hair and the earring and everything. And this one has the border on it. The other one didn't. Next slide. This one is kind of one of my favorites because she has red hair. Um, and the way she ended up with red hair, I wanted to do her with black and white. So I saved up all my black and white scraps, put it together. Then I put her on a black background. And wow, I realized if I put black hair on it, it wouldn't show up. So that's how she ended up with the red hair. But the red hair turned out to make it really, the hair came forward more when I put the red hair on it. And it made it more exciting and different from all the rest. So that one is a regular size too, like 60 by 70 and no 44 by 50. I'm sorry. And it runs about $1,000 as well. Next slide. Okay, now this is one of my favorites. And this one and one other one we're gonna show is what got me to doing portrait quilts. And my sewing machine repairman was here the other day, and I was working on a new one, and he got close to it, and he said, "I thought somebody had painted this on some fabric." So anyway, this design is made up by all those little pieces of fabric, and this particular one is Lou Gossett. None of my portrait quilts are for sale, but the Lou Gossett one is 39 by 46, so it's a kind of a nice size portrait quilt, and just one of my favorites. So I think I really was able to get, sometimes it's hard to get the graduation of the fabrics from one color into another that blends well so it doesn't look patchy. And I think this one, I did a pretty good job at getting that variation. All right, next one. This one has been a favorite of everybody. This is my first Aretha because now I just did a new one. Aretha is 45 by 47. And what is extraordinary about it is all of those little beads on the hat was sewn on one at a time. And it took me about 7 months just to put those beads on the hat. It's one of those projects that you start and about halfway through, you wish you could quit, but now you know you can't. And so I just stuck with it every day and every night until I beat it that whole hat. But it's really outstanding. You can't even see how lovely it is on the picture. It's one of the great ones. I have a lot of interest in it as well. Next.
And unfortunately, it's not for sale, right?
It's unfortunately not for sale.
Okay.
None of the portraits are for sale, but they might be, or it may be some others. I have a whole lot of them, different people, but these were just some that I picked out to show. This one was my very, very first one, even though I think I might have done the Lou Gossett one after this. This was a young picture of Sidney Poitier. So a lot of young people see it, they say, I don't know who that is. But anyway, I entitled this one, They Call Me Mr. And it's a play on the movie he was in where he said, my name is Mr. Tibbs. Mm-hmm. But the flower on it is from the other movie that he got the Academy Award for, Lily in the Field. So I wanted to try to make a play on both movies. People who know Sidney Poitier and his work kind of got it. Some people say, I don't understand that. But anyway, that's what that was. But this was my very first one. And the picture was not in color, it wasn't a very colorful picture, but anyway, this is how the first one came out, and that's how I developed my technique. And I want to think I got better as I went along. Next one. This one is fairly new. I think I did it a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And this one, of course, is Martin Luther King. It's called Only Love Can Conquer Hate. And it's a really big quilt. It's 81 inches by 82 inches. And I searched for that writing to be in the background that says a lot of positive words. And I wanted to do something different so that it felt like a quilt, but looked like him, and it was my own design. So and patching all those little squares in his face, those are 2-inch squares, if you could think about what 2 inches. And I sewed all of them together and then cut out his face from the 2-inch squares. So that's how that particular quilt came about.
And there's writing all behind him. It's
Writing
kind of hard to read.
all over the fabric, and courage, freedom is really nice, positive words that I wanted to put on it because I felt like that was indicative of him and his work. So yeah, that's Martin Luther King. Next slide.
Are these gallery pieces? Is that why they're not for sale, or just out of interest?
Um, yes and no.
Okay.
I'm working on a series, so that's kind of why they're not for sale,
Okay.
because I'm trying to build up that series. So that's where I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Will we go through all of the? No, we got more. Okay, this is from my Gumbo Ladies series, and I have some with 2 ladies, some with 4 ladies, some with 1 lady. This one is a 2-lady one. And what this series, well, let me just tell you about this one, Gumbo Ladies. There's, okay, I have no. Okay, well, anyway, let me tell you about this series. I like the idea. Every time I did one, and you can see there's one behind me as well. I've done about five big ones and 3 or 4 small ones with 1 lady. But in African societies, I love to tell about African societies. In one African society, and I can't tell you exactly which country it's from, people they choose a cloth that belongs to their grouping, meaning the people are grouped together by their age or their school level, like all the 3rd grade, they go graduate together. So it's kind of like a sisterhood where they all, when they have a formal ceremony, they all dress in that same cloth. And I thought that was such a wonderful way of showing sisterhood. So that's how I started doing these Gumbo Ladies and making them dress in the same outfit. So, and I call them Gumbo Ladies because they all have the food before them that you might throw in some gumbo, some okra and some tomatoes and maybe some crawfish or some lobsters or something like that. Next slide.
Is that one for sale?
Yes, except for some strange reason, I did not write down anything about them. Sorry.
Okay. But go to her website,
But
everybody.
it is on the website, yes.
Yes.
Now, this one I call High Cotton, and it's from the book, The Women That Fly, which we'll talk about later. This is one of my favorites from that series. And the way it came about, as quilters, whenever you're near fabric, you want to buy some. It is a terrible addiction we have. So I was in this store and I saw this cotton fabric and I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I have to get it. So I only bought a little piece, silly me. Then I came up with this idea of doing this whole series of women with wings. And I knew just what I was going to do with the cotton fabric. Well, of course, I didn't have enough. So I had to go searching on the internet. I found some, but it was a different color. Then I went searching somewhere else. And then I remembered this little store in South Carolina where I bought the original fabric. I called them back. I think they had one more yard. But anyway, long story short, I gathered up all of this cotton fabric to make this lady standing in the depth of fabric of cotton. And I wove the basket. I made it out of a lot of different fabrics. I painted the background. I just had a lot of fun doing a lot of different techniques on this quilt. Um, and then, it's one of the stories in the book. And the lady says, if I have to like cotton, I think I like high cotton the best. So that was the whole story of this particular quilt. Next slide. And it's not for sale. All right. So here are the gumbo ladies, and these are the ones that's behind me. And this is kind of a better close-up because I'm sitting in front of them. But everyone has the ladies, and the food sometimes varies. Next slide. Next. Yeah. This was my very first gumbo lady. Um, I had a lot. When I look back at it, it looks like I had a lot more fun with the headdresses in this one than I did in any of the newer ones. But it's the same style of quilt, and that one is gone. And I also was learning that gentle curve. It's okay. This one is fine. I was learning that technique, that ribbon across the sky, and then the curves on the water at the bottom. I was learning those techniques when I was making that first quilt. And so it carried on every time I made a new one. Okay. It's another one of the ladies all dressed in the same dress, like a sorority or some kind of group of women that belong together for some reason, making gumbo, getting ready to make gumbo. Next slide. And this was the second one in the series, and it's another one with two people. Had two of them with two people. And this one's called Gumbo Ladies Almost Got Away. So there's one little lobster trying to get away. And that's next slide. Now this one is a traditional quilt. And this is some of the kinds of quilts that I started out with. I still do some traditional quilts, but I have not had as much time to do traditional. I call them traditional heritage, the kinds of quilts um, that my mother, grandmother, and aunts and uncles and neighbors, everybody made, where you use a certain block pattern and you put together a quilt. This is called a Lone Star pattern. And I named this quilt Royalty. And I don't have this quilt anymore, but I thought it would be a great way to show um, where I started from. Next one. This one too was one of the original quilts when I started, and it's just made out of the block with um, two different blocks. It's made out of. Then you put all the blocks together and get a secondary design. So that's another one, big wall bed quilt. Next. That's it. Okay, we're down to the books. This book, Scrap Easy, is the one where all of the different ladies with the flowing hair can come from. You can buy the book and make the quilt yourself. Um, and so this book just shows you step by step how to create this wonderful quilt. And like I said, people all over the world, I want to say, have taken this book and done wonderful things with it. And I've seen many of them, and it's really does my heart good.
How much is the book and where can you get
The
it?
book, you can get the book on my website. You can also get it on Amazon.com. My website is the first choice. You can also get an autographed copy on my website at the same price. You don't have to pay anything extra for my autograph. Uh, and that's at O.B.A.Quilts.com. And it's 22, make sure I say the right price, 22.99 for the Scrap Easy book. Yes. Next book. The next book is The Women Who Fly. And that was the high cotton one on the front cover that I was talking about. This book has 20 stories and 20 quilts that go with the stories. So each story is about a woman and maybe a hard time she's gone through or some kind of situation in her life. And because of it, she overcame it. And so we say women fly over those difficult times. So that's what this book is about. Women who have gone through difficult times and learn to excel or to go over those situations. It's a wonderful book, I think. And yeah, a great read as well. Which these kind of books, the ones that are my storybooks, gave me a chance to use a lot of the academia stuff that I learned, all my English training and writing training. I was able to use that when writing the stories for that book, and the other book that I have that's a storybook.
And again, they're available on your website.
And they are available on my website.
Okay.
This one is If Quilts Could Talk, Volume 1. And this is another storybook. My idea when I did this one, the reason it's Volume 1 is that Volume 2 would come out soon after, except something took me way away from Volume 2, but it's still coming. But this one is stories of my childhood and maybe growing into my adult life. It's just a series of stories. Um, yeah, it's a series of stories. And I thought I was going to be writing volume 2 by now, but it's coming. It is coming. And it's 5 stories in this book, and each one has a quilt that goes with the story. Next one. Oh, I didn't give you the price. I'm sorry. The price on that one is $15.99. If quilts could talk, they would tell stories.
And I think you have one more book, right?
One more last one. I think this is it.
Okay.
Gifted. And this is where my portrait quilts are, the first series of the portrait quilts. And it's art quilts featuring African American history makers. So, of course, the lady on the front is Billie Holiday. And that is one of the early portrait quilts that I did as well. But this book is delightful. It has about I want to say 15 quilts in it. And then, just the pictures of each one. And that one's $15.99 as well. And you can get it on my website.
Okay.
All right, we went through the whole gamut.
We have been through everything.
Yes.
And I have a greater appreciation for quilting, I must say. The stories behind it gives it so much more emphasis for me. Definitely.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. And the food and the gumbo ladies looked so real.
I know my grandboys are always saying, "Oh, I can eat that."
Yeah, Yeah,
Yes.
it looks even on the small screen. I could see it looked like real potatoes, real, everything okra, everything that goes into gumbo. I was like, it's
Yes.
super special.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just a great way to tell your stories, to put your, the,
Yeah. When I started out, well, as I developed, what I wanted to do was to see myself in art. And I remember realizing as I was growing up that a lot of times as African people, we don't see ourselves in the art that's displayed for us in the movies, on TV, in the hard copy art. So, and I'm talking about in the 50s and 60s, was not us. I wasn't able to look up and see myself in the art. So that's what motivated me to do the kind of art I do. Because a lot of people do other kinds of art, but what I want to do is show us doing what we do every day. I want it to be natural to find us in the art.
Yes.
I
sounds
want,
very good.
I want to inspire the young people that we do have a part somewhere too. That our presence, our image is important. Yes.
I think
All right.
that's a running theme through a lot of Black artists. We definitely want
Yes.
to see ourselves. So
Yes, we
I
do.
can definitely see that in your work.
Thank you.
Really, really cool stuff. I loved it, Aisha.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very good presentation.
Yeah.
William wanted to know if any of the books were hardback or paperback or hardcover.
They all are paperback.
No.
Okay. Great.
Hardcover books are a whole nother animal that I have not tamed yet.
Great books to give to children, I think.
Yeah.
For the holidays are coming around. I think those are great holiday gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And like she said, you can go to her website, purchase there, or are all the books on Amazon as well?
Yes, all the books are on Amazon as well.
Okay, but go to her website and purchase from her. Amazon is your
Yeah.
second choice.
Yes, Amazon is definitely the second choice.
Yeah,
And
and I hope
we
you got your.
also have greeting cards and a lot of other things too, but the books are the main.
Okay. Okay. I'm just seeing if there's any more questions. Any more
Yes.
questions out there, guys? You
Oh
have the
yeah.
artist here. Any questions about her work, her process?
Yeah, you
No.
got the lady right here. Come on,
Yeah.
ask her
Here.
something.
Yeah. She is here.
Yes, I want to answer all the questions.
Okay, well, there's number one. What does O.B.A stand for?
O.B.A stands for Original Bed Art Quilts. And it's also the acronym creates the word O.B.A, which means king in the Yoruba language.
All
Right.
right.
So it's
Right.
the king of quilts. I like double entendres. So
And I know it's a real simple question, and I get asked it a lot, but how long does it take you? You
all
mentioned a few months on one of them to put all those
beads are like,
beads on that hat. Really, how long does it take you to complete one of those bigger pieces?
oh, it depends. Those big portrait quilts, some of them take a year or two,
Wow.
but at least, at least 8 to 12 months at least, easy. But a regular quilt, something like the gumbo ladies, maybe 3 or 4 months. Um, Maybe the I am not my hair, the scrappy lady ones, just piecing the fabric for those skirts takes about a month or so. So they definitely take a chunk of time. That's why a lot of people ask me if any of my children are doing this, and I always tell people I thought I wanted to quilt when I was 18, but my body said, "Who's going to sit down and do this?" So I don't find quilting to be a young person's craft, because when I was 18 and learning to quilt, I had also learned that I could make a skirt in 30 minutes and be out to the basketball game or out to the party. And a quilt was going to take who knows how long, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months. Who's got time for that? So it's really, I tell people that I think young people should learn to sew. They like quick. They want to do something quick. And quilting is something that takes time. So give young people what works for them when they're young. When they get older and want to sit down and maybe slow down, some older people don't want to slow down. I don't mean to say all old people are slow, but if they want to slow down, this is a great meditation piece, a great counselor, a great soul soother. So
So,
it's for people who need that.
so one of the questions was, what advice do you have for aspiring quilters?
I I always like to tell aspiring quilters to do what you want to do. Don't get so caught up on the rules because you can get lost. Your art can get lost trying to follow the rules. You know what I mean? If because if I followed the rules, I don't think I would have done what I learned to do, because the rule is straight lines, cut it this way, do it that way, and that's it. So I think you have to follow your heart. And
Mm.
don't get me wrong, I know some great quilters who love the rules, and that's all they do is the squares and heritage quilts, traditional quilts, and that works for them. But if you want to be an art quilter, then you have to take some chances and take some risks. And I tell all new people to have fun with it. If you're not having fun with it, you picked the wrong thing.
Right? Why are you doing it if it's not fun, right?
Yes, especially if you don't have to do it. Yes.
Yeah, most major quilting was created out of necessity as opposed to
Oh,
just
for
something that
sure.
you would, eventually hang on your wall. I mean, it was,
Right. Hanging on the wall is something very new.
yeah.
Within the last 20 years, is that new, especially for us, because there's a lady from G's Ben said, we could look out through the wall and see outdoors. If we wanted to be warm, we better have a quilt. Yeah, so they were very practical for us as people.
So I'm going to make this the last question.
Okay.
Somebody's asking, what celebrity did I Am Not My Hair number 14 go to? She said a big celeb. Name drop, please. That's what the question says.
Oh my, y'all gonna pin me to the wall. I have to tell you that I Am Not My Hair, that my newest one went to Patti LaBelle.
Ooh.
Aha.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go,
There
guys.
we
She
go. You know now.
she gave you the
I had
name.
to tell it.
Fantastic.
Yes. And so it's a
It's
diva
great that
for
she
a diva.
appreciates the
Oh,
arts,
I'm sure.
you
It's
know.
a diva for the diva.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I was going to make that my last question. If
Okay.
there's anybody out there that needs to say anything, I thought it was an awesome show. So
Thank you so
thank you,
much.
Aisha.
This was such a wonderful opportunity. I am humbled. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
All right. And good night to you.
Good night. All right.
All right. So, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. How did you feel, Lavalais?
Oh man, come on! I enjoyed that. Like I said, I only knew about traditional quilting. I didn't know anything about art quilting, so that
Art
was
quilting.
totally
Yeah.
new to me, and
Yeah.
I
Especially
enjoyed
the
it. And
portraits.
yeah, I mean, amazing. You know, so I was
Okay.
glad that we found her and brought her on. So it was
I
really
think
good.
she's got a lot of love out there too. So thank you, Aisha. Hey guys, make sure you check us out next Friday for our Fan Appreciation Day. Share with your friends, with your family. Let them know we are going to be on 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell your YouTubers, go to YouTube, watch the show if you missed it today. Go check it out tomorrow, next week. We're still there, and all of our shows are still there. So go take a look. And also on Instagram, we are building and growing with every single social media page, and we are grateful and thank you. Thanks for supporting us.
Yep. All right, everybody. Good night.
All right.
We'll see
See
you
you
next week, hopefully for Fan Appreciation
Yes.
Day with us. All right.
All right. And check out these online shows that are coming up.